Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well and staying safe during this time. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Like I said, thank you so much for checking me out. If you haven't done so, please make sure to hit that subscribe button just right below the video. Cool, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And if you're returning, welcome back. Thanks again for your support. I truly do appreciate having you here.
I'm going to talk some more in this video about the concept of an XRP buyout, the way they did gold confiscation back in 1933, but I want to preface it by this. I want to tell you, I don't think that's the most likely scenario. What I think is more likely is that Gary Gensler has been sent to make it where only accredited investors can have and hold XRP and buy and sell. And maybe all of crypto, is that they want to make it where crypto's for accredited investors, and then at some point those accredited investors, the JP Morgans, the Goldman Sachs, can turn around and sell it to retail through mutual funds and whatever various products they're going to do. I believe it has something to do with that, but there's one thing I know for sure, and that is that Gary Gensler was sent there to hand this new asset class off to Wall Street and let them control it, okay? And so we'll go into a little bit of that, but I do think there's a scenario, if XRP truly is what we all think it is, a bridge currency to the world, a global digital global reserve currency, not the reserve currency, but a reserve currency, maybe in a basket of reserve currencies. Yeah, I could see a scenario where the government could say, yeah, you've got it. Now, how do they do that since it's a global thing? Maybe they couldn't do it. I don't know. I'm just saying, there is if I had to bet, I would say they think that once they get the price to $10 or $20, most people in retail are out anyway, and so it doesn't matter. But we'll see. Now, when I say talk about buybacks, I am not saying that Joe Biden in this upcoming executive order is going to do what they did with gold back in 1933. I'm not saying that that's what's about to happen. I'm just throwing out scenarios for what the way I think this all plays out. Okay, I thought this was interesting. This is from Tory Cortan. The XRP 1 minute wedge, and again, I don't know anything about these charts. I just think it's interesting every once in a while when I see one of these. The XRP 1 minute wedge is on the brink of breakout. Minimum short-term target for this bull run is anywhere from $50 to $100. We will never see 75 cents again. This is your final warning. The reason I wanted to show that is because at the same time I saw Hassan Al-Anazi say XR breakout is imminent. So I'm wondering if these chart people are seeing something. Now, this guy right here is Brett Harrison. He is the president of FTX US, and they advertised in the Super Bowl yesterday. I want to play you this clip right here because some of the things he says are very interesting. Remember, this guy has to be working with regulators. He says something at the end that makes me think that he knows a lot.
On Bitcoin, $42,000 I think right now this morning. Typically, as the exchange operator, we try not to take a specific take on Bitcoin's price moves exactly, but we think that the general long-term outlook. Let me ask you this though: right now, in terms of buying and selling, do you see more action still around Bitcoin? Is Ethereum picking? I mean, how do you see this playing itself out?
Sure. So we talk about Bitcoin dominance, which is the percentage of the total, market cap and market moves coming from Bitcoin.
Right.
That has been going down steadily over time. Assets like Ether, other alternative proof of work, proof of stake assets like
Solana, and these other alternative coins are all picking up in terms of total market cap. So I think over time, we're just going to see less and less of the total market share come from just one asset.
From one asset?
From just one Bitcoin alone.
And in terms of institutional support, that's always the other question.
Sure.
I mean, this was focused obviously on retail.
Right.
You hear chatter constantly that, pension funds and others are going to get into this space.
Yep.
But they haven't really yet.
It's true.
So what do you think's really happening behind the scenes?
We have hundreds of conversations with pension funds and family offices, large banks that want to get into crypto. All of their employees are privately into crypto, but the actual companies themselves aren't yet. It's a question of compliance and regulation, and many are waiting to pull the trigger for there to be more regulatory clarity in the US, especially around the exchanges like ours.
So what do you think that looks like then?
I think it looks like a unified market oversight regime for US cryptocurrency exchanges, probably some sort of combination of oversight between the CFTC and the SEC to come up with some unified regime, some licensed platform that's not just the state-by-state money transmitter.
Come up with a license platform. What is that?
Right. The current cryptocurrency.
But if this is so preordained,
Okay. Now, this is Ron Hammond, the lobbyist with Blockchain Association. This week in Congress and crypto, as crypto reels from the mainstream exposure of the Super Bowl, Capitol Hill keeps working hard to understand more. My question is, how long does it take these people to understand? Why are they still having to understand? They've had years to understand. They keep working hard to understand more. This week is the Senate Banking Committee hearing on the Presidential Working Group and stable coins. And he goes through some different things, but you can go and read those. All right. Wanted to show you this. I told you guys that I was working with Masterworks, and I had bought my first painting for just $500. I bought into my first actual painting. Well, they tweeted this today. Love is in the air, and on the canvas, Masterworks is celebrating Valentine's Day by spotlighting these three famous artist couples. And so these are people that were both artists, just different couples. I didn't know what they meant by this one. Marina Abramovic and Yule. This couple may be the most famous for their breakup. They walked from separate ends of the Great Wall of China, meeting in the middle to say their goodbyes. They consistently broke boundaries in their work. Anyway, so I wanted to show you this because I couldn't remember if I showed you this. But those of you who have not seen this, folks, here's the way I'm looking at this. Okay, we've got crypto. There's a lot of us that are going to do well and have done well in crypto. And then once you attain, this is how I approach things. Once you get where you want to go, you're going to need to diversify in some things. But not just when you get there. Also on the way up, you need to be, or at least this is the way I approach it. Art is another way to diversify. It's a way to get into something we haven't been able to get into. Watch this.
Scott Lynn, founder and CEO of Masterworks. Welcome to our community. We've created a series of how-to videos to help you better understand art as an asset class as well as our platform. Masterworks' mission is basically to enable a broad range of investors to invest in fine art. So if you look at art as an asset class, art is one of the oldest asset classes there are. Sotheby's is the oldest company on the New York Stock Exchange and nearly 275 years old. So people have been trading art for centuries. The common denominator of that is that the people that have been buying and selling this art typically have been the ultra wealthy. The opportunity that we see at Masterworks is to take this very large asset class, which is roughly $1.7 trillion, and make it accessible to everyone. We removed the barriers that people would face if they tried to invest in art on their own. So the first thing is the cost of artwork is obviously very high for your average investor. We've created a platform that transforms physical art into share-based ownership, both for retail, accredited, and larger institutional investors. Well, the way it works is we go out, we purchase a painting that we think is an investment grade painting, and then we file that painting with the SEC, very similar to how a company goes public. So as soon as a painting is filed with the SEC, we begin selling shares, and people can own fractional interests in individual paintings.
That is what I'm talking about. In fact, I'm going to be buying into my next 2 paintings here in the next few weeks, and so I'm very excited about it. Now, I'm going to put a link to Masterworks in the very top of the description of this video, so you can go and sign up for an account. These guys, I mean, it's really awesome what they're doing. And I'm always looking for something like this where I can spread my investments out in things. Now, BlockFi, this is a correction on CoinDesk. BlockFi S1 filing is specific to the BlockFi yield product and is not related to plans for a stock offering. Okay, so we know BlockFi settled with the SEC for $100 million. This is from the SEC today. BlockFi has agreed under this settlement immediately cease and desist unregistered offers and sales of its crypto lending product, register the offer and sale of its crypto lending product, work to come into compliance with the investment company act within 60 days, okay? And what I said is this is why the SEC has intentionally kept crypto vague and given no clarity. Now they can go after $100 million here, $100 million there, like a speed trap or a money tree. Now, this is where it gets interesting. So Hester Pierce tweeted this, her thoughts on the BlockFi settlement. Well, and I said, goodbye lending to U.S. retail customers. This is what Gary's trying to do. He's trying to shut down the retail market, in my opinion, to open it up to accredited investors only. This is from her write-up. Applying the securities regulatory framework has consequences, some of which may be unfortunate. Rather than forcing transparency around retail crypto lending products, today's settlement may stop them from being offered to retail customers in the United States. BlockFi will not be allowed to take any additional crypto from retail investors until the company has registered a new crypto lending product in Form S1. Getting an S1 to the point where staff will declare it effective is often months-long iterative process. When crypto is at issue, the time frame is likely to be longer than it would be for more traditional filings. In other words, give us $100 million. You can't sell to retail. You can't lend to retail anymore. Okay, and then we're going to approve whether or not this S1 is approved or not. In other words, Gary Gensler is now in control so that you can't do anything, and he got $100 million. I'm telling you, he's trying to shut retail down. That is what the plan is. Shut it down and then open it up for accredited investors only. This was her write-up. You can go read it yourself. Now, Let's go to, remember, Executive Order 1933. They confiscated gold. They said, turn in your gold at $20 or you're going to jail to American citizens. It was done, and then the very next year they set the price of gold to $35. Don't believe me? Listen to this.
April 5th, 1933, FDR confiscated every gold coin, bullion, and certificate. People had to basically turn in their gold to the federal government. If not, they face up to 10 years in prison or a $10,000 fine. That's almost $179,000 in today's money. Now, you were able to keep a small amount or rare coins, but those who did give up their gold got about $20 an ounce. So why did the government do this? Well, to prevent hoarding, devaluing the dollar during the Great Depression, and then the Federal Reserve set the gold price at $35, pegging the dollar to the commodity. But this could never happen again, right? Well, tell that to Texas. The state is contemplating a bill to create the Texas Bullion Depository to protect its own gold. The state would abandon its storage in New York and move their gold stateside. And if the government comes for it, Texas is prepared to fight with the 10th Amendment, arguing that states' rights trump any confiscation order by the federal government.
Now, I don't think this is what they're going to do. I think it's a possibility. Now, I mean, but let me give you the depressing part about this. They made people turn it in at a price of $20 in 1933. Look at the price of this is the price of gold. 1932, 31 it was $17. 32 it was $20. 33, 26. I don't know if that's at the end or in the middle of 33. But they made people turn in their gold either at the price it was it looks to me like they either had to turn it in for less than it was worth or right at about what it was worth. So it's not like they were giving them some premium as a favor. They just said turn it in and screw you is what they said. So this is not gonna work. Okay, I can tell you that. They'll have the Boston Tea Party part due if they do something like this. But I just wanted to make you aware, and also you might want to get that Ledger Nano S, folks. I'm going to put the Ledger Nano S. It'll be second from the top in the description of this video.
I'm your guy. I will keep you posted. I'm your advocate. I'll be back on a daily basis, usually multiple times per day, with these videos to keep you updated with everything going on. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't done so, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Feel free to share any of my videos with your friends, family, social media, or anybody who may care to listen. Thanks so much for your continued support. I'm always here for you. I want to help you through this time. So thank you so much for continuing to choose me. Enjoy your day, stay safe, and I'll catch you again probably in a couple hours. Thanks, everybody. See you later.